You guys ever heard of Vince Russo? Maybe the young ones probably haven't. And there's a reason for that. He thinks he's like fucking God's gift to the knowledge of the industry. It drives me nuts sometimes. His opinions are very controversial, but this one just completely out of line. I'm going to call him out on this one. The topic of this video is called Vince Russo equals douchebag. It's exactly what he is. He pisses me off to no end. I'm going to play you the clip on the podcast. Basically, he was coming up and he was talking about how on the Kevin Owens documentary, there was a clip where Kevin Owens was backstage, Sami Zayn, and, you know, they were hugging, they're very emotional. It was after Kevin Owens won the Universal title. What's wrong with that? Well, he claims to think differently. So hang in there. We're going to talk about it. I got some shit I got to get off my chest.
I got to tell you something, and I'll probably get heat for this, but I can't help it because these guys need to freaking wake up, man. Somebody sent me a clip of this Kevin Owens documentary. Okay, bro, and I don't know if it's out yet, if it's coming out, if it's currently on the network. I don't know what it is. But guys, I'm sitting there watching this as somebody who's been in the business, as somebody that, you know, accomplished, you know, great heights as a writer and with ratings and defeating WCW and all that crap in the business, okay?
He's a huge mark for himself, by the way.
They focus on Owens.
And he says bro a lot.
The night he wins the Universal Championship. Jeff, did you see this? They're focusing on the night he wins the Universal title. Now, I don't want to go through this. The guy didn't win the Universal title. That's the way the television show is written. You know, just the way, you know, Superman saves freaking Lois Lane. Sami Zayn watching in the back, you know, on the monitor because he knows his buddy Kevin Owens is going to win the Universal title. Then, bro, Jeff, get this. Owens comes in the back. Him and Sami Zayn. Zayn's the first one there to greet him, bro. Him and Sami Zayn embrace. Owens is crying. Zayn's crying. Owens says to Zayn, because they have like the subtitles, Jeff. You ready for this? What he says to him? This is for the both of us. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, do you guys not understand? You're grown effing men. This is a television show. You're crying over a fake effing title. Bro, then the other jackass with the big nose comes in. Bro, he hugs Owens, cradles Owens' head in his hands. Now he's crying. And I'm sitting back, you know, I'm watching this, and I'm like, are you guys freaking kidding me? I'm trying to put everything in its proper perspective. And, bro, I understand the guy worked in the Indies for 14 years, and now finally he wins. I get all that, bro. Your work in the Indies was a freaking job. It was a means for you to support your wife and your kids and put food on the table. That's what it was, bro. And by the way, you didn't win any of those matches either. By the way, you didn't win any of those matches back, bro. Literally, they were celebrating this like any sports team would have been celebrating winning a legitimate championship. And, you know, Hunter's crying, then he goes and he hugs Vince, bro. And Vince is giving him the big slap. And I'm watching this, and I'm like, I promise these guys, when they're freaking my age, if they don't look back at that like I did and say, oh my God, what a bunch of freaking marks we were, then something is really wrong with them. Because I'm watching this, and I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Clearly, I have a lot of problems with what Vince Russo is talking about here. Of course, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, any wrestler that wins the title knows that it's scripted, knows that it's predetermined. Why should that take away any emotion that they have in that given moment? Are you kidding me, man? Like, these guys work so long and hard to get to that point, to get that push, to be noticed, to get on the big stage, whatever their goal was. For most kids growing up, trying to be a wrestler, it is WWE, okay? Let's face it. And if it's not, well, that's a different story. Doesn't matter what federation it is. It is totally fine to fucking show some emotion when it comes to the fact that you've actually made it. You've made it to the top title on Raw on WWE. It doesn't get any better than that, any bigger than that. Like, this guy is such a fucking mark for himself. He drives me nuts, comparing it to a sporting event and all these other shit. Well, dude, this is their craft. This is what they were born and bred to do. They go out there, they put on a show, and you think WWE could just pick anybody out of the fucking woodworks to like go and have that spot, to be the man that everybody else looks up to, like everybody's gonna be gunning for you. You are the spotlight. You are the champion. You are the main focus of our product. Nobody said anything about Eddie Guerrero or any of these other guys, even Randy Orton winning it for the first time. How come this was never said before? Clearly this guy has something out for these two guys. I don't know what it is. And this isn't even a biased opinion, because I am from Montreal. I know of the struggle that they went through, okay? So it has nothing to do with that, because this applies to all of them out there that showed any emotion. Basically, he's shitting on every single wrestler out there. Not to mention the fact that if you are a top guy on Raw or SmackDown or anything WWE related, you're getting a bigger paycheck. If you're going to be main eventing at WrestleMania, you get a bigger paycheck. So all that extra money, it helps to go towards your family or whatever your goal is. Like, so in essence, it's like you got this massive promotion at work. And like, why is it okay for anybody else, like, to go through any job that they have? And, you know, they get promoted and all of a sudden they're CEO of a company or whatever. And they take a step back and like, shit, man, I did all that. Yeah, I did that. I'm fucking proud of myself, right? So what? Because these guys showed a little bit of emotion, because it's a very overwhelming moment. It is surrounded them. They probably didn't even think it was actual reality. But that's too much. That's too over the line. He's wrong in this, you know? And I really hope that a lot of these legends that I have here on this poster come at him. Well, the ones that are still with us, at least. Because you're basically saying that what they're doing does not entail the fact that they have any emotion. That it's just, oh, they're grown men and they're wrestling for a fake title. I think it's ridiculous, man. I want to know what you guys think, Mountie Maniacs, and new subscribers, if there's anybody new. Comment below. Let me know what you think about the whole thing. I'm the Mountie, and I always get my views. Rip 'em.